We are going to start today with something for the plant mamas out there. Raise your hand if you've gotten on board with the houseplant trend. Yeah. They say the plant lady is the new cat lady, and we applaud that. That's a compliment. Basically, this topic applies to everyone because at this point now you all have a potted plant in your house. Well, it's time to have the courage to clip. And when you clip, you create. Learning a little about propagating plants is very rewarding, not to mention it's free. We love when we can dangle that price tag. And we are so thrilled to have an expert to show us how. Everybody welcome Mandi Gubler, founder of Happy Happy Houseplant, to Studio 5.
I love you.
So this houseplant trend has been an evolution of yours as well. You kind of stumbled into this passion a few years ago.
Yeah, so I started my Studio 5 life with Vintage Revivals when we were doing DIY projects, and about 6 years ago, I could see that there was just like this huge chasm between like the home decor plant people and needs and like the plant people. And there was just a lot of like really intense vocabulary happening over here, and it was like, what's happening?
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, is this like my actual calling in life? 'Cause,
I can walk this bridge.
I get a new calling in life like yearly.
Which we love about you. Now, we're seeing pictures of the Merc, which we know and follow you on Instagram at Vintage Revivals. We've seen this turnover of this gorgeous, formerly residential space, or formerly commercial space. Now you're residential, and you have filled it to the brim with these Happy Happy Houseplants.
I mean, I don't even know how many plants.
Have you ever
hundreds
counted?
and hundreds and hundreds.
Do you, do you name them?
No.
Okay. That could be a new calling.
I feel like I can't even keep track of my kids' names. Yeah. So like kids and plants? Like,
yeah, okay, too much. Well, I have to, a quick catch up before we jump into plants and get our hands dirty. Your episode on Magnolia Network show. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. So we filmed with Magnolia and documented our renovation. They pulled in all of our old footage from like 5 years ago and showed the entire renovation in the most beautiful Magnolia way. So the show is called In With the Old. And our episode is the first episode. And it's like about Santa Clara and the Merc, and it's just like heartwarming. And
well, I was watching with my pom-poms in my hand. It's so fun to celebrate and cheer you on. Will you teach us a few things about these beautiful plants? In fact, we're gonna use the audience, put them to work. We've got some quiz questions we're gonna throw out. You guys ready with your vote? You've got plant, hold up plant, and you've got punked. Okay, because Mandi talked about the vocabulary. Sometimes we don't quite know what we're talking about or learning about with these plants. So here's question number 1. A cutting gets root rot if you leave it in the water too long. Plant or punked, guys, what do you think? It gets root rot if you leave it too long. Okay, I'm seeing about 50-50. Mandi, what's the answer?
So the answer is if you take a cutting and you put it in water, it will not get root rot.
Okay, no root rot.
Nope.
Okay.
Because the roots will develop to be, they like are water roots. They are used to the water. So like a lot of these cuttings I've had in water for, I don't know, a year and a half maybe. What? Yeah, for real. Like this ZZ plant.
And it just lives on?
It just keeps growing.
That's amazing.
I know, isn't that so fun?
That's amazing. What supplies and tools might you recommend for the beginning houseplant lover?
So talking about propagation, if you're unfamiliar with it, propagating basically just means you take a cutting from a plant and you root it and you grow an entirely new plant. It's like if you cut a finger off a person.
Oh, it just got bloody.
And then you planted the finger and then it grew a new person.
Is this what plays in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, you can cut off an arm, whatever.
Okay, let's stop.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about plants. So we cut off a plant, we put it in water, it grows. We're making plant babies.
We're making plant babies.
Okay, all right. So tools we might need to do this successfully?
So you definitely need really good cutters.
Yeah.
That are nice and sharp.
I'm gonna keep my fingers away from your cutters.
That's probably a smart idea.
Okay.
And then you can propagate and root cuttings in a bunch of different mediums. Okay. So you can do water propagation with these really cute prop planters. If you're like me and you want everything to look beautiful in your house, this is like such a fun way to do it.
Okay.
You can do prop boxes, but really what you need is really good cutters and some willing plants and guts.
Good guts.
Because it's like scary.
Well, yeah, to cut
plants.
anything. Well, I think this brings up a great quiz question. May I?
Yes.
Naked vines should be stripped. Naked vines should be stripped. What do you think, guys? Plant or punked? I'm seeing a lot of votes for yes. Naked vines should be stripped?
Okay, so naked vines refers to something like this. So this is a pothos, and as the leaves die, they fall off, and it doesn't grow new leaves where the leaves have fallen off.
Okay.
So we have like this really beautiful leafy section, and then we have this.
Yeah.
And so you absolutely can cut this and cut a whole bunch of little sections.
That's stripping?
So that would be,
Or what am I doing?
I don't know if it would be considered stripping. So
I'm hoping no one's tuning in right now. We try to keep this family friendly when I'm all of a sudden asking
naked,
Mandy. No, okay.
Fingers,
Yeah.
there's a lot. So all of these little sections will grow a new plant.
What?
Yes. So all you have to do is cut, it's called the inner node.
Okay. Right above that line?
Yep. And that will...
You put those in water and they grow?
So I don't recommend putting these in water.
Oh.
These work better in a prop box.
Okay.
So this is a prop box. Basically, it's just like a container. You can do something cute like this clear one. You can use just like a clear storage tote. You can use takeout containers. Like if you get muffins at the grocery store, you can use the muffin container.
How long before something grows, Mandy?
So it depends. Usually with something like a pothos like this, you can get it to start rooting within like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
But all of these little cuttings in
Yeah.
here that are this pothos
Yeah.
started as these little sections.
Babies. Those little babies, they're
Isn't that so fun? Let me see. The roots are so... Okay, guys, we're just gonna pull a whole chunk out because the roots are so intense.
Oh my goodness. It looks like my hair when I woke up this morning. That's what...
Right? So tingly and fun. But look at how fun that is.
There it is. It's like magic meets science
Ta-da!
meets... Yes, Mandi Gubler. Everybody,
I know,
Mandi
guys.
Gubler. How about that?
So,
Okay, you said you don't name your plants, but I've got one more question because the quiz says, this is another question on the list, you should talk to your plants and play music for them. What do you guys think? Plant or punked? Oh my gosh, really?
I mean, I think that it works.
We're talking to our plants.
If you're like loving your plant and you're telling it that
Hello, you nameless little creature, grow a baby. Like that?
I mean, sure, if that's what works for you.
Mandy, we love you. Where can we see more of these cool products that you sell and learn more about plants?
So on Instagram, Happy Happy Houseplant.
All right.
And then always Vintage Revivals.
Give her a follow, everybody. Thank you so much.